Hey, Coach. Super excited you found us on YouTube. Couple things. First of all, subscribe. That's the first thing. Second thing is go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. I know all of us want to win more games, have more fun in less time. Let me help you. I've been through it all. 30 plus years, lots of state championships. Let me help you do that. All right, let's head off to the video.
That's your responsibility. You shooting better, you dribbling better, that's your responsibility. And if I'm not giving them the time to do that themselves, then I'm really selling them short as a coach. I know as coaches we want to put our hands on everything and make sure that everything goes exactly how we want it, but we got to make sure the kids have shared ownership. So 3 times a week we have vitamins. It's 10 to 15 minutes section where I don't tell them what to do. They do whatever they feel like they need to work on. So in the beginning, we have our big kids who never shoot threes, they be out shooting threes. And that's fine by me because it gives them more of a mental buy-in to what we're doing in practice. As it's going on and they're realizing that 10 to 15 minute time is really valuable, you see the kids start drifting towards things that we want them to work on without us telling them. So we think that's a valuable time in that. The way we play in practice is I don't like to stop practice too much. Because it takes away from the amount of reps. The more reps we can get, the better the kids can become at making decisions. So what we try to do is to coach on the side. So when we have subs, if we really want to make a point, we sub the kid out of practice. And we talk to them on the side. And we stand there and talk to them as the action's going on so they can see what we see. Or I can see what he sees. But when we're going during practice, we don't try to stop it unless it's really a really major point that we're making to all 10. Don't really want to stop practice for one person. So practice does look sloppy sometimes, and I'm okay with that. Right now we're in our preseason, we start official practice Tuesday, and I've been encouraging kids to do things that they can't do that well, but that we need them to do. One-handed lob passes, one-handed hook passes. There's a lot of kids on my team that aren't the greatest at that. But when we scrimmage and we play in action, we celebrate them making the right decision even though they can't execute the pass. We separate decision making into 2 things. It's can you see it, and then can you execute it. So having guys see it is a very big thing. A lot of guys can't see it. They're 1-level passers. We try to make everybody 3-level passers. 1 level being just me and my defender. I come off, I beat them, and that's it. It's my decision to go to basket. 2nd level of passing is, especially in a ball screen situation, I come off the ball screen, and I'm making a decision based on the screen defender. That's the 2nd level passer. A 3rd level passer is somebody who sees the whole entire floor. Okay? I come off a ball screen. I'm not worried about the guy that's guarding me because I ran him off. I'm not worried about the big and what he's doing because it doesn't matter. I'm trying to see where the help is coming from and making the right decision. And that's not just off ball screens, that's drives, that's transition, that's anything. So we want all of our kids to be 3-level passers. And like I said, just because they can see it doesn't mean that they can execute it. We really discourage putting 2 hands on the basketball. Why? When we guard pick and roll and we ice ball screens or we push it to a side, our teaching point is when they put their 2nd hand on the ball, that's when we're going for the deflection. So the better that our guys can become at passing with 1 hand, throwing it over the top, throwing it behind the back, skipping it over the top, the better they can do that, the more efficient we'll be, the more time we'll give shooters to be able to be open when they have space. We condition through playing. I'm really big on that because in basketball, especially where we're going now, we're playing with media timeouts. It's not really about how good a shape that you're in. It's really about how quick you can recover. So when you play media timeout games and it's every 4 minutes and you get your 1.5 minutes in between, you're going really hard for 4 minutes. It's a way different type of basketball game than playing a Division III game with no media timeouts. In a Division III game or high school game with no set timeouts, you can go, in a Division III basketball game, you can go 9-10 minutes with no stoppage of play. That's a different type of shape. But in Division I, Division II games, that can't happen because of the whistle. So you're really playing 5 minutes at a time. So we condition based on that. So we'll play 6-7 minute sections and then we'll stop. And then we'll talk for 1.5 minutes. Usually the kids will huddle on their own and then we'll get right back into it. And it's gotta be to the same level of intensity. The biggest thing that we try to find a balance between being competitive in practice, find a balance between being competitive and between enforcing growth. So, and what I mean by that is that you all have kids on your team that are super competitive, that are really competitive. When you play competition and we put a score on the board, people are trying to win. So people are trying to do the things that are going to help them win, which means regardless of what level you coach at, if you have a kid who never goes left and you're playing a score to win the game, he's never going to go left, ever. He's going to go right to try to do the thing to win the game. So our scoring in practice reflects what we're trying to do. It reflects trying to build the habits that we're trying to see in the games. So I don't really care about when we scrimmage if the white team has 10 and the black team has 8. I care about how many times did we jump stop in the lane, how many times did we make the right decision off the pick and roll, how many times did we finish, we get the ball on the rim on the finish. All those things we score. So we score the process in practice and we reward the result. So you'll hear our kids talking about, we play 5 possessions at a time. So the offense, one team will get 5 possessions, the other team will get 5 possessions, because basketball is an equal possession game. So we work on points per possession. So you'll hear the kids' score be 5-4, and you get a point automatically for making a good decision off a pick and roll. So you'll hear the kids talking about, all we need to do is make a good decision, which is something that we need our kids to be thinking about during the game. So instead of them thinking about scoring, guys coming off and trying to make a good decision first. And usually, as coaches, the more good decisions we can make, the more successful we're going to be. We can't control the ball going in. We can draw up any play in the world to get an open shot, open layup, open lob, but the ball going in the basket is something that's out of our control. Like I said, that's a player's responsibility. And the last thing that we talk about is, do you want to be gold or do you want to be gold plated? So, do you want to be gold or do you want to be gold plated? So, are you the real thing or are you not? Gold plated people, when the coach walks in the gym, they start sweating. Now you see the little factions kind of separate. Now they act like they're doing something. That's BS, right? The gold are the people that you walk into practice every day, and they're usually way away from everybody else. They're form shooting. They're with a partner. They're getting a lot of shots up. They're sweating. When you bring everybody in, the guys that are gold, they're sweating already. The gym could be freezing cold, but they're in a sweat every single day. The gold-plated guys are guys that are standing there. They're always ready to greet you when you walk in. They got the ball in their hip. They got the water bottle in one hand. They're gold-plated. That's fake. That's phony. So we want to be gold. We want to be real. You hold something that's gold, you hold something that's gold-plated, there's a clear difference. So it's got to be very consistent. Okay. So some of the things, let me just get 6 guys out, please. All right. Real quick, clap it up for these guys. They have a long day. They have a very, very long day. All right. 6 guys. So how we train decision making is we really build it up. 2v2, 3v3, then we'll play 5-on-5. So we don't start off anything 5-on-5. We really want to focus on the initial decision. So the first thing we'll do is a 2v2, we call this 2v2 trace. So with the ball right here in the corner, we get somebody guarding him. Okay? One defender, so let's just call this blue or the dark blue block, right? We get a blue right here, and we get a block in the corner. Right? The 2 are off right now. So it's 2v2. So the emphasis of this drill right here is that we're working on change of pace. We're working on getting 2 feet in the lane, finishing off 2 feet, and we're working on the execution part of the pass. Okay? So change the pace, 2 feet in the lane, the execution of the pass. So you're going to trail him. Okay? So this is something we do every single day. Akilo has the basketball. He's obviously on the same team as 21 in the corner. Okay? Ronald is guarding Akilo. This is an advantage drill. We're starting with an advantage. So Akilo can dribble outside the 3-point line. Okay? It's on him to go into the paint whenever he wants across the tail line. Ronald cannot go over the line until Akilo goes over the line. Does everybody follow that? So Akilo's gonna dribble, Ronald's gonna stay behind me, okay? I can sprint, I can stop, I can change speeds, and now I'm going into the paint, okay? Akilo, what are you thinking about when you go to the rim? Score, period. You're thinking about scoring every single time. You're not thinking about what is he doing.
Hey, Coach, hope you're liking the video. If you are, subscribe down below. That would be awesome. That will help us get noticed all over the web. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell up above. You get a notification when we put a new video up every day. That's good. Also, make sure you go over and check out tryouts.com for coaches who want to get better.
I'm thinking about scoring, okay? If I'm smaller, I'm thinking about always trying to get to 2 feet. It'll make my decision-making process a lot easier, okay? So Kilo has the ball. Okay, let's just go 50% speed, 90 just walking. So he's dribbling, it's on him. Now, if a Kilo is so herky-jerky, his hesitation is so good that he gets Ronald to step in before he steps in, Ronald is out of the drill. Okay? So Ronald has to remove himself from the drill, and he has a free advantage. It's 2-on-1. Okay? So Akilo's dribbling, go ahead. So he goes into the paint. All right, go. Are we chasing? Stop. He's thinking about scoring. If he steps up and gives him a clear decision, no, he can't move. Sorry. Can't move right over. So if he steps up and gives him a clear lane, he's going to 2 feet, step outside, and hit him with a pass. You understand that? He's not allowed to move. Okay? He's not allowed to move. And regardless of who this guy is, he could be the worst three-point shooter in the world. So if a Kilo makes the right decision, throws it, delivers it on time and on target, we automatically get 1 point. Okay? Because we try to shoot threes when we can from good shooters, threes in practice have to count more than 2s. That makes sense, right? Sometimes we play and it's 1 and 2. That's another thing. When we score, we don't ever score 1s and 2s. Does anybody know why? Anybody at all? If you play pickup, play the 7 1s and 2s. Does anybody know why? Never score 1 and 2s.
2 is worth more.
Yes, yes. It's a mathematical thing. So I think it's the other way around. So the ratio for every 2, if you go 2s and 1s, for every 2, right, you need 2 1s. But that's not how it is in real basketball, okay? A 2 is 1 and a, well, I'm not a math major, whatever it is, right? 1.5, so we score the way that is scored in the game because that matters. Threes have to matter. So we have to defend the 3 and we have to make the 3. So we score 2s and 3s and everything. So in this drill, go back to Kilo Ronald. So in this drill, we reward automatically. I do the scoring. I stand right up here and I break the decision. So Christian Taylor, like I said, our best player, who's out right now, but if he came in and he threw a pass and it was like at his shoulder, I wouldn't give him a point. Okay? Our walk-on, who's really poor at making decisions, if he got in and gave him the same pass to his shoulder, I give him a point because that's growth, that's progress. So everybody gets treated fairly, but everybody doesn't get treated equally. Everybody gets treated fairly, but everybody doesn't get treated equally. Everybody's held to the same standard, but we gotta push our better guys to get better. So our best player cannot pass in the ball right here, because that's not great. It's gotta be right here every single time. And that's the expectation for everybody, but we do recognize the growth. So we're gonna go live. Start with a dribble, and then intro. Good. So that's 1 point. And if we made that, that would be 2 points. Now, another question I want to ask, because I don't want to do this a million times, another question I want to ask is, how do you hand out reps? Like I said, I started talking about it. How do you hand out reps? So, and what I mean by that is right now we start practice on Tuesday. So, everybody this year, we don't have a real true point guard. So everybody this year has to take stake in making decisions. So what we'll do is, most of our guards will be in the spot. Some people are not allowed to be in the spot because they're never going to have to make decisions. Their decision is either shoot it or drive it. They're not making decisions off the dribble. So they will never rotate to the spot. So when you go into practice, and we talk to our assistant coaches before practice, we'll say something like, Austin Mick cannot be in the spot during this drill. Andrew Cartels cannot be in the spot during this drill, okay? Sometimes when we do a pick and roll drill, we'll only have 2 guys handling the ball. They'll get all of the reps because we don't run ball screens for everybody on the team. So somebody getting a rep that our point guard should get is taking away from the development of the point guard. So it's not equal, okay? Does everybody understand that? So now to build into this, we go 3v3 trace. So what we do is come down here, you 2, okay? So blue is in, so you're on offense, just be a big. Mark him in the corner, that's your man. Just be a big on the block, okay? Coach called it a monster, I like that. That's a mentality, monster. So we'll put it right here, okay? So we build into that. So we do this for whatever, 8 minutes or until the shit look good, which right now it doesn't. So we'll do the same drill. It'll come off, go ahead, we'll get stop. Now he has to read. If he's a 3-level defender, the teaching point is not to read him. He doesn't matter. All right? You're driving, you're looking at the basket. The decision is to read this guy. If he cracks in, you got to hit the guy in the corner. If he doesn't crack in, you got to lob it. Okay? Our guys, we either lob it, most of the time we lob it to our guys out here, or obviously we throw a bounce pass, but I just think that's so much slower. So we'll lob it to, we have a kid 6'4", can't clock the backboard, but we'll still lob it to him because that's the right decision. Okay? And what we teach, and what we teach is when we come off and we try to work on this, is when we come off is to try to make that pass off the dribble. A lot of people growing up, my father coached me my whole life. He scream at me, no one-handed passes. I actually yell at my players when they don't make one-handed passes. Two-handed passes is just slow. It's a time and a place for a two-handed pass, but they're never going to develop the skill of a one-handed pass if you don't encourage it. So like I said, when we play live action, we have kids who have no business making a one-handed, left-handed pass, but we encourage them. There'll be a turnover 10 times out of 10, but next week there'll be a turnover 9 times out of 10, and then when we see it happen in the game, it's genius. And they know they're getting better. They can feel themselves getting better. When you get to the college level and guys get older, it's harder as a player to see yourself getting better. It's hard because you're around a lot of good players and you play against a lot of good players. When you get in the game, you do what your role is. So how can you tell you're getting better at ball handling if all you're supposed to do is stand in the corner and shoot? It's hard. So we try to have that in the preseason. They see that, they'll have more confidence in doing that in the game. Okay? So that's 3v3. I just want to get through the stuff, so I don't want to. Does anybody have any questions about this at all? Can everybody hear me? Cool, awesome. All right, next thing we do, 2v2 sweat. So come off the kilo, Ronald. Ronald, you're going to play offense, right? So coming off this time, you two off. All right, thanks. And play bigs, just be right here. Okay, so blue is going to be on offense, black is going to be on defense. So we call this 2v2 sweat. So all the decisions aren't made necessarily off the dribble, they can be made off the rip. That fits a lot of our players. If we have one guy that dominates the decision making, that means most of the time they're going to be getting kickouts. They need you to shoot it or drive it. So we're working on the driving portion now. So a kilo, turn around. All right. Okay, we call this sweat because we usually have to use 2 or 3 basketballs because we start with the ball on his back. And obviously when the players are sweaty, the ball gets all jacked up, we got to throw a new ball in. Okay? So you can put the big on either side, and it's tremendous for how we work off the dribble. So how this works is you're in a good stance. You're allowed to rip the ball this way or this way. It's your decision, okay? Now, you're on offense, you're in the dunker, so get back a little bit, okay? So what you have to do, get back here. Justice, something. So Justice is here. So he's here, he's ready to catch the ball. Ronald goes, rips, and drives. Go, stop. So I'm you. He drives this way. What do I need to do? I need to clear out. So I need to clear out to this side, and we work off that. If Ronald drives this way, okay, if he's a 3-level passer, right, we're working on really 2 levels here, but what are you thinking about when you come over? Score, you think about dunking that shit. That's what you're thinking about. Just coming over, dunking, right? So you're coming off, and he's thinking about scoring, and he will easily tell you if the decision is to lob it, okay? So we'll do this live real quick. So you can go either way. You got to be ready to move. I don't want you to make a bounce pass for him. So if you go right and he's open, throw him a lob. Go left and he's open, throw him a lob with his left hand. Okay? You ready? Go. Good. Now stop. Now, that is something that we would give a 1 for because it was a good decision. Was the execution great? No. But he's probably never thrown a left hand lob pass in his life. That's fine. So we build on that. Okay, stop. So either way. You ready? All right, stop. So we'll work on that. Then we build the 3v3 sweat. So you come on. You put a guy in the corner. So whatever you want to do, opposite the big, same side as the big, it doesn't matter. And we build into it. So now we're really working on 3-level passes. Okay? Same drill. In a good stance. Ready? Let's go. Good, stop. And then we build off that. So we reward decisions. So the teaching point from the top, that wouldn't be great because he has to. You have an advantage. You have to fiend to get into the lane. You have to fiend to get into the lane. It's your job to do that. Most college defenses, this guy, you never have an opportunity to throw the ball here because they don't help from the strong side. So you'll never have that. So you have to get into the lane. Okay? So you have to make a bad decision. Okay. You have to fiend to get a fake. Hold on. I know it's crazy, right? You must not like it. Ready? Stop. So now the teaching point is, right, we let him go, then we'll sub. So I'll grab him, and I'll tell him, as the next person goes in, you have to put your shoulder into him. Cannot let him push you out. But I will not stop practice for that. That has to be on the side. Because I stop practice, make a point to him. Let's just say all the other kids don't do that. I make a point to him, that's 2 minutes, that's probably like 8 reps. So somebody lost out on 8 reps, and we're not getting better. Okay? Any questions about that? Move on to the next thing with pick and roll. Okay? Like I said before, ball screen is a 5-man play. No matter who your personnel is, ball screen is a 5-man play all the time. Okay? So we'll start. Okay? So like I said, we'll start building 2v2. Okay? And we'll start with a ball screen in the middle. Back up. Kilo, back up. We'll start with a flat ball screen. We'll tell them they're not allowed to switch. Okay? Even if we switch everything. But for the teaching purpose, they're not allowed to switch. You can do anything you want. You can hedge, you can drop, you can ice, whatever you want, but you're not allowed to switch because that defeats the purpose of the drill. So in order to make the lift man, the shake man, whatever you want to call the weak side guy, in order to be able to make him crack in, we have to be able to manipulate this guy first. Okay? So what we're working on the pick and roll, hold this. You can't pick this. So come on the ball screen instead of flat ball screen. Okay?
Hey, Coach, hope you're liking the video. If you are, kick down below. That would help us a ton. Hit the like button down below. If you want to subscribe, that'd be awesome. Hit the little bell up above. You'll get a notification every time one of our new videos goes live. Also, make sure you go over and check out tryouts.com. Enjoy.
My decision, all right? It's my job, right, as a ball handler, to make sure I run him off him. It's my job. It's not his job. It's my job. So I set him up, right? Good, stop. Now, if I go this way, you have to roll down the slot, the lane line, on the opposite side, okay? Drop out. So the teaching point is here. I'm thinking about score. If I don't have, I throw him a pocket pass. Now, a lot of our guys, it sounds silly, I'm college guys, but a lot of guys can't make left-hand pocket passes. What they'll do is they'll come off and see the pocket. That's one step, right? They'll put their hand on the ball. But what we teach as soon as somebody does that is to put their hand in the pocket. So they'll do this, they'll come off. We won't give a point. I don't care if he windmills that. It's not a point. No point. You have to come off. If you're going to make a pocket, you have to come off from the hip and throw him the basketball. So he doesn't have to put it on the floor. Or you have to come off and come up and throw him a lob pass. Okay? So we work on that. So let's go 2v2 ball screen. So you either have to score it, or hit him with a pocket pass or a lob. That's that move. That's one move. You want to sprint into it? Stop. No, that's fine. That's fine. What you're doing is setting it up. So if he goes this way, he stops because he's deep and follow the ball screen and he'll run him over. Okay? Here we go. Go hard. Stop. Not allowed to switch. Now, what type of pass? What's the only pass you're allowed to make? A lob or pocket pass. Do it again. Good. Let's go. Come on. Need more reps. Okay. Speed right. Good hesitation. Good drive. Stop. Now, my next thing. If that went in, I'm not rewarding the point. Does anybody know why? That's one. Anybody else know why? 2 feet. He's got to finish off 2 feet. So my guys argue, especially every time I get a new guy, they argue with me all the time. Yeah, but the ball went in. Okay, let's watch the film 10 games from now and see how many one-handed layups, one-footed layups you made. Do it off 2 feet. Okay. I make guys who have a fast break still land on 2 feet because it's a habit. Practice is about building habits. It's a habit. Okay, so stop. Now. And he'll get better at the skill of making it. So it's his job, it's not my job. My job is to make sure he can see it. He's hesitating, he's optioning off this guy with his eyes, and he's doing that correctly. Oh, that's good. It's his responsibility to make sure he can make a left-handed layup on a regular basis. That's all right, great job. So I don't care that he missed that, because he'll make that way more than he misses in practice. I'm not going crazy about it. So then we'll add a third guy. Come here. It's like he's going out. Okay? Then we'll add a third guy. And like I said, we teach as soon as you run the guy off, You're not looking at the big. You're looking at the weak side help. If he cracks in, you gotta throw a hook pass to the corner. Have to. Must, every single time. If he doesn't crack in and you don't have a layup, you gotta throw a lob to the roll man. All right, so. Stop. So, like I said, most colleges you would never be able to get that strong side corner pass. But the teach why I never seen you play, but you're the best shooter in the gym right now. And if you don't believe that, I need to get somebody else, all right? So, if he doesn't shoot that when he comes off, if he doesn't shoot that, then the play's just dead. It's a turnover. Okay? I don't care what they get after that. Because that is the best shot we're probably going to get out of that possession. We're not turning down an open three. In college, this is wide open. This is wide open. Not open, this is wide open. Okay? This is open. But in college, this is wide open. In high school, this is wide open. All right? So let's do it again. If you're open again, shoot that. Every day. 3 times on Sunday. Good. All right. Good. Stop. Am I giving them a point for that? Why not? Wasn't a lob. So a tall defender, and I tell my kids all the time when we're going for layups, I don't care if you made that. Let's pretend that we're playing LeBron James. He's punching that shit. So we got to prepare like we're playing somebody who's the best player, most athletic, so that doesn't work. So what? That worked against him. Maybe he's not a good defender. We got to do it exactly right every single time. So it's got to be a pocket, or it's got to be a lob. One more time. Good pass. Go. I give him a point for that. Because we ran this 3 or 4 times. I don't know if he's ever thrown a pocket pass. Maybe he has, but maybe he didn't realize it's a pocket pass. Maybe he's not looking for it. Maybe they said the kid is open, I'm gonna throw him the ball. But I've seen him get better from the last time. I'll give him a point for that. Okay? I do want to take Q&A. I don't really have much other, and I don't want to go over time, but respect everybody's time. So does anybody, first of all, clap for these guys. Any questions, concerns, comments?
Does it matter if you're on the right
What's
side?
your name, Coach?
Casey.
Casey.
Does it matter if you're on the right side and you give like a left hand pocket pass?
Okay. So yes, most of the time if you're coming off the right side, the ball's gonna be in your right hand.
Yeah,
so I want you to come from the hip from the right hand.
Okay.
So that's what we teach. Yep. Even if you're left-handed or whatever, because lefties will come to the right and put their left hand and they want to throw it like this. But we try to prevent that.
Okay.
Great question. What's up, Coach?
You said at the beginning you give me 10 to 15 minutes to like do whatever, right?
Well, not in the beginning, but in a portion of practice, yes.
Oh, so that's like something that just happens in the middle of practice.
Yeah, like in the middle, yeah. So we call vitamins, okay? 10 to 15 minutes, and literally, so like last year, like I said, we had a really good point guard, and the emphasis in the beginning of the year was him posting up. So he would, for 10 to 15 minutes with one of our other guys, all he would do is post up, okay? He became really good at posting up until everybody started falling when he posted up, and that 3 months went out the window. But yeah, we don't tell them what to do. They do whatever they want to do. And you see like what guys think they need to get better at or how guys work.
That's in the middle of practice? That's right.
It's no rhyme or reason to it.
Okay.
Usually not to the end, because when guys are tired, then they'll just do what's comfortable. When it's in the middle, you still have that buy-in, you still have that oxygen in their brain where they can think, and they'll still give you a lot after that. So it's not in the end and not in the beginning. That's DC Nisbet. That's one of Brooklyn's college finest, baby.
College, baby.
Fair, but people.
Yeah.
Let's say your best player makes a pass to somebody who's not ready for a pass like that. Are you taking a point away for that?
No. So, good question. So, we reward the decision-making process. I don't care if our 5-man, like I said, this kid James Delahanty, he's a kid who should not be shooting threes. But in practice, we space him out, we try to get him better to shoot threes. It'll be in the corner. We don't look at who's there. We throw it to the open spot. Now, in games, guys are open for a reason. So, but we still throw it to the open spot. So we may put James Delahanty, our 5-man who can't shoot threes, in the weak side corner. And the best thing that teams can do with scheme is to leave this man here, because he won't shoot that. But we'll throw it to him, and he knows automatically he needs to follow with a dribble handoff to the next guy, because nobody's guarding him. So it's still the right decision that's going to get us something else. And we got to get guys out of habits of hunting stats, right? So if you don't want guys to hunt assists, I don't really care how many assists my players have. Because most of the time, the person who gets the assist didn't make the play. They just had a simple decision to make because the guy before him made the right play. So we don't keep that stat, but I don't really care about assists because it's a faulty stat. That's a great question.
You drill a lot of two-footed like stops, right? So is that something like the beginning of the year you're drilling jump stops, or is that something that like in practice you're just kind of like thrown in as like?
So we warm up every day. We call them catch-ups. So we warm up every single day. The first thing we do in practice is guys start like this and pass to each other and literally do that for 2 minutes every single day. And then we do something called under the rope, right? Which you guys probably do, right? And we rip through every day, land on 2 feet. If you ever see Adam Street play, literally they're the best jump stopping team in the country. So, and why I teach 2 feet is because I'm a Smurf. Not literally because I blew one, but I'm a Smurf. So it was harder for me to finish off of 1 foot. So from personal experience, and plus, it makes your poor decision makers better. Because what you now have, you jump stop 2 feet, you don't have anything, you start pivoting, and now all these options open up with cutting and everything, and makes them a little bit better. So we talk about it all the time. What's up, Coach?
Hey, could you show catch-ups? Do you have time for that?
Sure, real quick.
Warm up with?
Let's get to YouTube real quick. So, dominant. Alright? So you're gonna get your dominant foot. What's your dominant foot? You righty? I also teach dominant foot. I don't believe in both feet to pivot. It's just how I am. Just most of the time you're gonna be on your dominant foot. Go ahead. Kilo, go ahead. Dominant foot. On this one. So you're righty, Kilo? So you're gonna be on your left foot. Okay? So we're gonna call each other's names and we're gonna get into our shot. So I'm like, Akilo! Step into it. No, you're gonna get a shot. So go to me first. So I'm here. Call my name. Coach. Say coach. Coach. I'm here. Get ready. Butt down. Hands ready. Akilo! Good. You gotta call my name. Coach. So that's what we do catch-ups every single day. And under the rope, what we do is 4 lines. I promise I wouldn't go over. 4 lines, okay? Everybody has a basketball on each line. You're gonna rip, take 2 dribbles, jump stop, pivot to pass, look, call names. That's a horrible pass, and then sprint on, okay? I really appreciate everybody's time. My cell phone number, if you want to take it, okay? Don't text me after 10:30 because SpongeBob comes on at 10:30. Friends comes on at 11. So I'm not answering you after 10:30 p.m. So my number is 917-524-4695. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Hey, Coach, so glad you enjoyed the video. Subscribe and like, and go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better.